Hey guys, welcome friends and family to my channel. My name is Skylent, and today we're doing a casual top 10 here. I think this is just going to be light, quick, fun, fast and furious, all that good stuff, guys. This is going to be top 10 low-spec MMOs. And what that means is that you don't need a strong computer. You don't even really need a good computer. Like pretty much any base computer, if you just go out to Best Buy or whatever, get an average office computer, you should actually be able to play these games. And not only just play them, like be able to download them and actually launch them, but you should be able to fully play the games, okay? So a couple of things I took into consideration was the fact that even if you were to play these games, and let's just say you have a garbage computer, okay? Because let's admit it, some of you guys have netbooks, stuff like that. Even if you have a really, really bad computer, you should be able to at least start these games. And even if you play at like, 24 FPS, it's still kind of playable, So, yeah. Okay, anyways, without further ado, right, let's get into the list. Okay, so yeah, Fast and Furious. Let's talk about the first game on the list, and that game is called World of Warcraft. Now, this is at number 10, and this list is not based off of like what game is the best. It's going based off of like, they're all good games in their own right, in their own genre, in their own niche, but it's going based off of like how low spec of a machine you can have. So number one, you basically, number 1, 2, and 3 can be played on any machine, like any machine. Even I think some Windows devices like Windows phones and Windows tablets should be able to play these games. So yeah, anything goes with these guys. But number 10 is World of Warcraft. So this is the standard. Okay, every game from here is going to be a little bit like less intensive. But World of Warcraft is actually a pretty old game. I know they updated graphics, but it really doesn't take that strong of a computer to play it. And even if you're not playing at like 60 FPS, you can still enjoy World of Warcraft for what it is. Okay, it's not the most like intense action ever, but yeah, it's still a pretty freaking good game that any machine should be able to run. Next up, we have a game called Trove. Trove is a game that's really close to my heart, and there is some debate, okay, because of like the optimization of the game. If it actually runs good on certain machines or not, you're gonna have to try for yourself. But because of the graphics and because of the gameplay, it's very casual. I mean, yeah, it's definitely fast. It's extremely action-based, but still, because of the graphics, it's very clean, and it should be playable on most machines. Now, it's a fun game, it's casual, but there is a lot of action. So it kind of probably depends on what you have going on with your machine. Like if you have a netbook, it might be a little bit debatable, but from here on out, the games are actually, some of them are mobile games as well as PC games, or they're browser games. So here we go. We have Albion Online, which is a mobile game as well as a PC game. Now, I want to say that it plays perfectly well and fine on PC and on mobile. Like the controls, the graphics, how it actually fundamentally, like the optimization, it's pretty okay. Now, there's still crashes and shit because it's still beta, but it's still a really awesome game that just runs and looks good. Of course, you got that really clean cartoon styling. It's kind of like reminiscent of Ultima Online, just a little bit. It's very PvP based. So if you're running at like 2 FPS, maybe you shouldn't be focusing on PvP. Maybe you should just go and do crafting and stuff. Because I guess if you were playing at 4 FPS, you probably could get away with that and just do crafting, because that's, yeah, you can do that in this game. Next up, we have a game called Tree of Savior, which is actually a mix of 2D and 3D. Now, currently in its current rendition, some people are having some issues with performance, but the way the game is supposed to work is like completely fluid on any machine, because it does mix 2D art with 3D art. And the 3D art is actually very simple. It's very, like the game overall graphically is very simple, but it's very stylistic. So I wanted to put it on this list, even though it has mixed reviews. It's a game that could potentially bloom and become something amazing. Next up, let's talk about RuneScape. Yeah, RuneScape, you knew this was going to be on the list. It's got to be on the list. Now, RuneScape is a game that can be enjoyed even at like 14 FPS, 10, like you could literally have a garbage computer and you could still kind of have fun with RuneScape. I remember playing it like it was like a slideshow, and I still had a ton of fun back on my E-machine back in the day, man. Oh man, RuneScape was my first MMO, and it was a lot of fun. I played it on a garbage PC, but it didn't matter. It was so cool. It's just the way RuneScape works. It's got so much charm and character. You should really play RuneScape if you have a great machine or not. Depending on what version of RuneScape you're playing, you might have some performance issues. Historically, their newest versions, like RuneScape 3 with all the new 3D stuff, it could be good, could be bad. Haven't played it since it's got its new engine update, so we'll see about that, but I'm just put it on the list. Next up is a game called Wild Terra, and Wild Terra is going to be very similar to Albion Online. So it's going to be kind of like full PvP. It's actually 2D. It's, well, 2.5D. It kind of looks 3D, but it's using all 2D assets, so yeah, it should run on any machine. And it's a pretty hardcore game, so it's full PvP, there's full loot and crafting and all that, and you can actually build like different structures on the map as well. So that's really cool. That's actually an edge up from Albion Online, which doesn't have that feature anymore. So absolutely, if you're a fan of the older nostalgia games like Ultima Online, then you're really gonna like Wild Terra. Now, the next game I'm going to say it's going to be kind of a twofer. It's a game called Wakfu and also a game called Dofus, because they're kind of like the same type of game and they look exactly the same. It's from the same people, it's the same universe, all that stuff. But I'm going to suggest Dofus Touch for your tablet. But this is a PC list, so let's talk about Wakfu, okay? So Wakfu, it's completely 2D, and it's actually kind of done in this Flash animation style, and it looks gorgeous. There's actually a Flash animated anime, which has mixed reception, but I think it was really good, which is also on Netflix. But anyways, this is a French game that is freaking mind-bogglingly good. It's just not that many people understand it. It's very niche, it's very weird. If you're a fan of games like Final Fantasy Tactics, but you kind of wanted to play that in like an MMO, I know it doesn't make sense, and it kind of doesn't, but you need to play the game and jump into it and just live it, because it's something that it's an experience you'll never get anywhere else. So Wakfu, guys, check it out. Next game is a 2D side-scroller platform MMO shooter thing called Starbreak. It's pretty neat, okay? It's definitely neat. It has inspiration from the number 2 on our list, which is next. But basically, you have a character, you run and gun, and then when you die or whenever you get to a certain point, you unlock new classes and you can use those and level up. So it's a very gear, treadmill-y, kind of grindy game, but the dungeons and the difficulty is there. So you're not just mindlessly walking through dungeons. No, the grind is real. You gotta get good, and it's actually a lot of fun. So I haven't even tried all the different classes. There's some classes that are melee, so it's not just shooting mechanics, but it does play more like a 2D platform shooter. It's a lot of fun, though. And after that, we have Dungeon Fighter Online. Dungeon Fighter Online is, well, it is what it is. It's a historic game. It's one of the most popular games. It's a 2D kind of beat 'em up, like Streets of Rage or Castle Crashers. So yeah, Double Dragon. It's like one of those kind of games where you just kind of beat shit up, man. And it's got a lot of big combos and stuff. And there's some other games that I probably could have listed here, but Dungeon Fighter Online is actually pretty popular. It's got a resurgence of players ever since it relaunched. So I think a lot of people should jump into it now. There's games like L Sword, which honestly, it's not the most demanding game, but I don't know. I'm gonna put Dungeon Fighter Online here instead of L Sword and some other games. I could put Maple Story, but I'm really not a fan of Maple Story. So personal bias. Yeah, I think Dungeon Fighter Online is the one I want to mention. And now, moving on to our number 1, we have Realm of the Mad God, which there's a little bit of debate on if this is a good game or not, because it's like, it used to be pay to win, but I haven't played since then, but I heard that the pay to win stuff has been changed, and overall, the base game for what it is really, really good, okay? It's a really freaking awesome original idea. It's essentially a roguelike game. It's a bullet hell, but it's an MMORPG, okay? So if you're a wizard, you can even play as a rogue, you have stealth, and all these different classes have all these different abilities, and it's pretty cool, because you have to actually play, level up, and die in order to use the next class. I think it's just a really original idea, a rogue MMO. That alone is awesome. And then you have the art style, which allows it to be played on literally just anything at all. If you can get to the website Realm of the Mad God. Now you can download it if you want to, but you can play it right in your browser. Didn't want to mention too many browser games because honestly, a lot of them are kind of copycats. So like, I didn't put MMO RTSs or MMO strategy games because honestly, I think they're all garbage and the only good ones are actually on mobile devices. So, there's that. Realm of the Mad God is the only one I think that's actually proper a browser game on this list, and there was a little bit of debate if I wanted to do that or not, but in the end, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Agar doesn't count as an MMO, really. There are other browser MMOs, I don't know, they don't really count as MMOs. So these are games that you play with a massive amount of people, and I think undebatably they're MMOs, though there's a little bit of debate with Starbreak, if that's really an MMO or not. Really, it's like very instance, and there's a lot of dungeons, so it could be called an action RPG, but like everything is completely open, so I don't think there's really ever any closed instances. So yeah, all these are pretty big MMOs that I think are extremely well, maybe not extremely popular, but they're very popular, and considering their genre, which a lot of these are niche, like Wild Terra, Wakfu, Starbreak, they're pretty niche in their genres. These are the best, okay? So check these games out. Not all of them are free, right? World of Warcraft costs money, Albion Online costs money, and Wild Terra also costs money. I don't know what the pricing scheme is going on with some of these free-to-play games. Like I said, like Realm of the Mad God, is it pay to win or not? I don't know. All I know is that when I played these games, I didn't experience anything pay to win. I had a lot of fun with my experience, and I have played each and every one of these. I suggest them. Now, their current rendition of the games. You have some, debate if it runs on your machine or not. Like World of Warcraft just updated its graphics again. Trove could be optimized or maybe not optimized. So, I haven't played all these. I didn't just play these games yesterday. That's all I'm saying. Disclaimer. But when I did play them, they played well on my MacBook. Okay, I played it on a MacBook. I know how you guys feel about that. I played these games on MacBook and it was good. They all ran pretty well, and I was even able to record them, and I did videos on them on my MacBook. So there is that. If that's not proof enough, okay? Now, if you are playing on something that really is not supposed to play games at all, then yeah, you shouldn't be playing games. If you're looking for that, then maybe you should go to my top 10 browser game list, or to check out the top 10 IO list that I did. Check out those top 10s, and then maybe you could try some games that'll work for you. But these games, you need to at least have something that it's not just like for reading, okay? You can't have like a Kindle tablet and expect to play these games. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, hope you guys find a game that's good for you. And if I missed a game or something, then let me know if I'm wrong about a game. Like if World of Warcraft is really actually an intensive game, because I did just check out its specs. It seems debatable. We'll see. Then yeah, leave in the comments below if a game is good, if it's bad, and let us know if there's something, cool out there that we missed, okay? It's a community effort, guys. These top 10s, gaming discovery. It's all about the community. So spread the love, share the love, and I will see you guys in the next one.